So day 4 of an 8-day run of Pikmin. We're going to be doing the Distant Spring in one day, which is easier said than done, but still, it's the easiest of the 3 levels you can complete in one day. The other 2 being Forest of Hope and Forest Navel. Forest of Hope is the hardest. I've never actually pulled it off. I've never pulled off Forest Navel either. Still kind of a noob when it comes to speedrunning Pikmin, but dang it, it's just so much fun. I'll get there. I want to keep that off camera so when the part falls, the Pikmin don't disperse. I actually only figured that out recently. I didn't know how much, like, the camera plays a huge role in this game. Like, for enemy AI, basically, 33 is probably enough. I like to have 35 going into this battle, but I'll be fine. But yeah, almost every enemy basically deloads when it's off camera, so you can manipulate that to your advantage. Let's see. This guy can never get in the right spot. He always wants to fucking... Ooh, you dirty rat. Come on. He always wants to turn away. That actually wasn't too bad. Alright, let's do it. Come on, you fools. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Come on, guys. I swear, like, half the time when I just disperse those enemies, or those Pikmin to get on the part, I'll check back my radar, like, 10 minutes later. Or 10 seconds, rather. And they're just fucking standing there, like they won't even pick it up, so, I don't know. I'm always nervous about leaving them there. I like to check it out. Alright, grab these guys. If you get to Distant Spring on day 4, the swooping snitch bugs and one blowhog actually doesn't spawn in, so it's slightly easier. So I'm curious to see if I can do a one-day Distant Spring, like on day 5 or beyond. It doesn't sound like much, but, man, I feel like it's going to be a lot harder. That was nice. Ooh. So right here, this is what I was talking about deloading enemies. You didn't hear the sound effect where it smashes the ground, just where it jumps. So the next time it loads in on screen, it'll still be in that animation. So if Pikmin are, like, you know, running past it, it won't have as fast of a chance to destroy them, which is awesome. It's a really, really useful trick. Looking forward to applying it on day 2 and day 3. I imagine if anybody is going to be watching this, they're probably somewhat familiar with the anime AI and really anything that comes to Pikmin, but for the 2 people at work I told about, this is good information. If you're curious why I'm doing that. Camera zoom in so the Wallywog to my right didn't see me. Another thing I cannot stand about this, it doesn't really happen in Pikmin 2 and 3 as much, to my knowledge at least, but the Pikmin tripping, man, it screws me over so much. This is an RNG thing. You need to get at least 9 bombs here. Usually at least 9 will spawn, but it can vary between, I think maybe 7 to 10, 8 to 10. If you get 8, I mean, your run's killed. if you throw your Pikmin rather than swarming it, you have a better chance of getting them. A YouTuber named Strongman Lin actually taught me that. I don't know if it's true, but it seems like it's worked pretty well. Could just be dumb luck, though. Alright. Let's see if I can do this in one go. Not quite. Almost. I did 8. That's really gratifying. To throw so many bomb Pikmin and just... Oh, sometimes if you don't whistle properly, not all of them will drop their bombs. Sometimes they'll get stuck on the wall and get blown up, which is... It'd be funny if a casual player saw it, I guess, but it's pretty frustrating, actually. Thinking about it right now, it's funny, because I fucking pulled it off with ridiculous ease. Another thing that happens to me is I'll not even realize I wake up these bull bears, and then when my ship parts are walking in, they'll deload, but they'll still be awake. So when the Pikmin come in, they just, all get fucking eaten in a second. That's frustrating. I didn't know that was happening the first couple times I did this. This day in particular has really been a learning thing for me. Learned a lot about... Oh, I've said it before, but, enemy AI and... mainly how the camera works. You dirty rats. Okay. So we're gonna pick up more bomb rocks. This one, we only need 8. I don't really know if this is RNG. Every time I've done it, I've gotten 10. But I don't want to, preach that as gospel. Oh, look, well, I was gonna say I only got 8, but 2 of them didn't even pick up the rock. Okay. I'm on okay pace. I don't like to hear the... I don't like to hear the sun at the top, the midday. I don't like to hear that until I'm going into the armored cannon beetle fight. Didn't mean to spawn that shearwig. That was stupid of me. But I think it's okay. It's gone away now. Get rid of those 2. Come on, buddies. No. This part can be pretty annoying. It's much easier to fight with reds. But it's possible with blues to get it in one go. Alright, did I get it? Come on. Oh, you fucking scoundrel. Okay. That's fine. It's like, when they're just underneath it, it doesn't do any damage, hardly. I don't think it does any damage, at least. So, it's basically just a waste of time, and if you try to call the ones on bottom, in my experience, I always call the ones on top as well, no matter how small you make the... You latch on, alright? The whistle. So, I don't know, I'd like to say I get that half of the time in one go, but that's more than generous. I think it's more like a third of the time. Did not mean to move him there, that was a mistake. But a mistake that can be rectified. Alright, over here. Well, I hope that worked. one thing that's happened to me a lot here is I'll try to whistle them, and it'll say I have 10, but really, some of the yellow Pikmin are still stuck in that little, like, circular arena. So I really only have, like, 7 around me. That screws me here. That was pretty good. Yeah, that's the part where, you know, I'll like have a Pikmin trip, and I don't even realize it, and the tripping Pikmin ends up waking up the Bulborb off camera. It gets deloaded, and then the fucking ship parts that come later end up getting eaten because it's still awake. Gets loaded right into that. Kills many runs. I don't want to say runs because I haven't really done a single segment, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I think I might have gotten this. This isn't, you know, the fastest I've done it. This is pretty slow actually, but I think I'm gonna have enough time to finish the day. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters for this video. It pisses me off when Pikmin don't grab. They just stand there. Like, they see their buddies trying to help, or, well, I mean, they're all helping me out, but they see their buddies grabbing the heavy ship parts, and they just fucking stand there like it's no big deal. I've heard you're not supposed to C-stick throw there. Sometimes it'll mess up, and the Pikmin won't actually go far and fall down. That has not happened to me yet. And C-stick throwing is much faster, so I see no reason not to do it. And you can take that to the bank, dang it. Okay. One thing that happens there, my yellow Pikmin will fall into that little hole. That's pretty much, you're done. At this time of day, at least. But no, I think I got it. I mean, obviously I have that ship part, but I mean, I think I got the whole day. There's not very much time to spare this day. That's what, you know... Ooh, am I missing one? Oh yeah, there's an extra one on the Ionium Jet too. Yeah, because the freaking idiot just decided to abandon his pals and not latch on to the Chronium reactor. Okay. That is what I'm talking about. Just grab on. There we go. Alright, gotta distract these bull bears and we'll be home free. Alright. No! Ah, I lost 3 Pikmin. That sucks. I wanted this to be a deathless run. Whoa! Oh. I fucked up. I think I can still do it. But yeah, I fucked this up. I was supposed to deload those bull bears as they were biting me. It didn't go according to plan. I think the Wallywog is what got the 3 Pikmin. Oh yeah, I still do. Okay, yeah, we're great. Who cares about those guys? They weren't fast enough, you know? That's what happens. There you have it. That's all 10 parts in one day. That was a pretty sloppy run, but could have been much worse. That's the guy, that yellow thing in the background. But hey, we're all good. We finished it. I would like to say that was my first try, but I actually messed up on the repair type bolt before this. Sometimes if I don't get that perfect, it's like, why even continue the run? I didn't even get it perfect this time, but... Or did I? I don't know. You'll have to watch back and let me know. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope my voice wasn't too grating on your ears. There's a lot of uhs, and it's cool. So this is funny, because the game never expects you to get all 10 parts on the first day of visiting Distant Spring, so he's still like, you know, there's a large cluster of parts here, but... Yeah, no, there's none anymore. We got them all, baby. Let's go ahead and give this a save. And the rest of the run is a piece of cake. Well, thanks for watching. There we go, all 10 parts, just further proof. If you didn't believe me, go fuck yourself.